What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning, yes, Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Get this. Wilder says that Fury cheated Cunningham and will do the same against Oleksandr Usyk. Wow. Deontay Wilder has had his say on a potential undisputed fight between his former opponent Tyson Fury and Ukrainian champion Oleksandr Usyk. There is no love lost between Fury and Wilder, especially on Wilder's side. He has long remained adamant that the Gypsy King cheated him to beat him in the second fight, despite no evidence of those accusations. Having said that, the Bronze Bomber fancies Fury to come out victorious against the smaller man Usyk. He says, speaking to FightHype.com, he broke down what might happen. Although it's technically a compliment for Fury, he still managed to get a rule-breaking allegation in there. He said, quote, when you compare things up, Fury's size is what makes him, I think, gains more success and stuff like that. When I see him and Usyk, I see how they cheated Steve Cunningham with that clubbing. He said, or he laid his hand on him and then he grabbed him and clubbed him. I can see him doing the same to Usyk, putting his weight on him and stuff like that. I do think Usyk has more skill, but when it comes to size, I don't think Usyk will be able to compete with the size, the hanging and stuff. But who knows? That's just my opinion of things. But this is boxing, and boxing styles make fights, and different things may happen in it. If they do fight, then may the best man win, and I wish them nothing but the best. Those are the words of Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Let me counterpunch. We know Wilder feels what he feels about Tyson Fury, okay? We know the bias involved in that. We know this. However, what I always question myself, I do question who's saying it and why they're saying it. And what does that have to pertain to them? Well, we all know Wilder thought that Tyson Fury cheated him the second fight, right? Very little evidence to support that, which was promised by so many sources or whatever, which is still yet to be promised. However, did what Tyson Fury do is true from what Deontay Wilder believed. And that is true. He did cheat Steve Cunningham. He did. I mean, he does a lot of that type of stuff. But here's the thing. It's going to all be up to the control of the referee. So if you had someone like Tony Weeks in there, Tony Weeks, I would say, yeah, Tony Weeks is probably the best, ideally. I think Joe Cortez is retired. He's fair, but he's firm. But I don't think he's around anymore. I think he's just, a fan now. But it's going to have to take a referee that sees those things, and it's going to have to be the responsibility of the team of Usyk to point out what possibly Tyson Fury could do and what he's known to do. See, in the Steve Cunningham fight, he did lay on him, he did hold him, and he hit him. That's holding and hitting. You don't do that shit. That's illegal. But the ref has to catch it, because guess what? Boxing is unlike any other sport. See, basketball, football, I know those sports. Tennis even. They have what you call an instant replay. Now, boxing has that technology where they can have different angles and they can see exactly what happened. A fighter, a spectator in the fourth row could see something that the referee couldn't see behind him, or, decides not to see, right? You know what I mean? But, they don't have the rules in place of instant replay to make a decision. The only decision is a guy that only sees from one angle at a time. So it's going to be, if Tyson Fury does pull those antics and he gets a clean shot on Usyk and he hurts him because of that foul, that referee is going to have to see it. Now, the question you ask yourself is, will his size be a factor? If it won't matter. But that still doesn't excuse the fact that Tyson Fury did cheat Steve Cunningham and got that shot in there, that clubbing shot where he knocked him the fuck out. But he had to do some dirty stuff because he knew he couldn't outbox Steve Cunningham. But here's the thing. Steve Cunningham was able to do that to Tyson Fury. And I think Oleksandr Usyk is Steve Cunningham 3.0. Let's be real. Because he's not going to be able to catch 1-2 and catch Usyk like that, because Usyk's head's going to always be that way. He's going to have to grab him. And I think this is what's going to happen in that fight. Me looking at Usyk versus Fury. Fury's going to throw punches that normally lands and they won't. And I think when Usyk starts targeting him and starts getting the distance down, he's going to start hitting Tyson, and then Tyson Fury's going to start getting pissed off. He's going to start doing antics. Then he's going to start possibly fouling. That's what I see, because that's exactly what happened in the Steve Cunningham fight. However, Tyson was successful at doing what he was doing. I mean, he was hitting and catching Steve Cunningham. So we can't pretend like he wasn't. Tyson was tapping that ass. So we can't pretend like all he did was foul Stephen Cunningham now. We got to keep it real. You know what I mean? This is a balance channel over here. So he was catching Steve Cunningham. The question is, will he catch Usyk like that? So by the time he did catch Steve Cunningham and clubbed his ass with that, Steve Cunningham was pretty much damaged. He was already hurt from the punches that Tyson Fury was able to score. Okay, so Wilder saying that, well, hey, he's going to do that to Usyk and this and that. I think he, was bitter, of course, because he feel he was cheated. And then this is my pet peeve about referees, though. Okay, and I'll say this in defense of everybody that went through this, every boxer. Just because you hurt a fighter does not give you the right to foul that fighter after you hurt them. And I think that's the responsibility of the referee to see that, hey, this fighter has been rocked or hurt with a shot, but he's still on his feet. He's either holding, he's grabbing, he's bobbing, he's weaving, he's trying to survive, he's trying to circle around the ring or whatever. That does not excuse any foul after that point. And I think referees get it twisted. They look at it and they become fans. Oh, that happened. But you avoid the two rabbit punches that happen after that good shot or that scoring shot that was legal. So that's what I have a problem with, because there's too many referees that allow things to happen after a fighter has got hurt. And it's like you don't omit all the rules and regulations of what you should be seeing. You don't do that at all. What you do, if anything, you should look more closely to fouls at that point, because that other fighter is impaired because he just got hit and hurt or injured by a punch. Okay? That's when you're supposed to be looking at after both fighters. See, it's the referee's responsibility at the end of the day. So they have to have someone in there that's not bought, that's not paid off, that's not corrupted in any kind of way, that's not biased, that's not a network referee, or none of that. They have to really bring somebody in that's a stickler, that's going to do their damn job to the T. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder stating that Tyson Fury fouled, cheated Stephen Cunningham like himself, and he's going to do the same to Oleksandr Usyk. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!